Hello students, we will now continue with the topic Union Legislature. I already spoke to you about the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. You all know that the Union Legislature is also known as the Parliament, and the Parliament is the body that makes laws for a country. Now, in order to make laws, there is a specific procedure known as the legislature procedure that you have to study. So, we will begin with the legislature procedure. In other words, we can also call it the law-making procedure. In order to make a law, the House has to sit together. A specific number of members of the House are needed to have a meeting of the House. Now, this specific number means 1/10 of the total members of the House. Now, this particular 1/10 of the total members of the House needed to constitute a sitting of the House is known as quorum. Since the primary function of the legislature is to make laws, there is a specific law-making procedure that the Union Legislature or the Parliament follows. Law-making involves 3 stages. Before a law comes into existence, it is known as a bill. When the bill is first introduced in any one of the house, that is either in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha, it goes through the first reading of the bill, which is also known as the first stage of the bill. During this first stage of the bill or the lawmaking procedure, the bill is introduced in the House. There are 2 types of bills that can be introduced in the Lok Sabha. They are the ordinary bill or the money bill. The money bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha, but the ordinary bill can be introduced either in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha. The bill in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha can be introduced by a minister or by any private member. In the first stage, the bill is introduced and a brief statement about the bill is made. Also, the aims and the objectives of the bill are told. Then the bill is put to vote, and if majority of the House is in favor of the bill moves on to the second stage. The second stage of the bill is a time-consuming stage. Time-consuming means it takes a longer time, because in this stage the bill is discussed clause by clause. Clause by clause means point by point. Each point is discussed and amendments to the bill are made. Amendments means changes, if needed, are made in the bill. After the bill has been thoroughly discussed and the required changes have been made in the bill during the second stage, the bill will then move on to the third stage, which is also known as the third reading of the bill. In the third stage of the bill, the discussions and the amendments of the bill are verbal and they are brief. Brief means they are very short. After the bill has gone through all the 3 stages in the House where it had been introduced, it is then sent to the next house. There also in the next house, the bill will go through all the three stages. After the bill has gone through all the three stages in both the houses, it will be signed by the speaker and then it will be sent to the president for his assent. Assent means the final signature. Once the president has signed over the bill becomes a law. So, the last stage of the bill is the assent or the signature of the president. Now let us move a little further. You remember I told you that there are two kinds of bills, the ordinary and the money bill. The ordinary bill can be introduced in any of the house, but a money bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. What is a money bill? A money bill is a bill that is related to revenue and expenditure. Revenue means money and expenditure means how much money will be spent and for what. Only the speaker can declare a bill as a money bill. Now we will move on to the parliamentary devices to control the executive. Parliamentary devices means there are certain parliamentary methods that the parliament makes use of to control the executive. Now, what are some of these parliamentary devices? We will see the first one, that is the question hour. Question hour means every sitting of the house begins with a question hour. It is a time when questions are asked and answers are given in the house. Now this question hour is held so that before any government policy is introduced, its modifications have to be made and the changes can also be made. Another device that the Parliament makes use of is the 0 hour. The time that follows the question hour is known as the 0 hour. It is held at 12 noon. Another parliamentary device used by the Parliament is calling attention motion. This is done to call the attention of a minister to any matter of urgent public interest or importance. So these were some of the important parliamentary devices that you have to understand in this chapter. Thank you.